It's an honor for me to be here today to address such a dynamic and diverse group of women at this Women in Management Conference in Nigeria. These are women who are shaping the future through their strategic leadership. I'm quite happy to have been invited, and I hope that at the end of this conference we'll all have quite a lot to take home with us to ruminate over. In an era marked by connectivity and interdependence, the strength of our networks and alliances has the power to propel us to new heights, unlocking unimaginable opportunities for success. Ogun State has always prioritized leadership roles for women, and I stand here to say that I, being Deputy Governor of the state, I'm the third woman to be so elected, so it's not novel for us in Ogun State anymore. Ogun State is a state of firsts, and today is not a day to come and plug the state, so I will step that down. But in the women's sphere, this here we have with us Right Honorable Titi Oseni Gomez. She was the first woman to be elected as Speaker in any State House of Assembly in this country. And this happened 20 years ago, if you can imagine. So when Madam President was saying that, she's so happy to see women in political space, these are my leaders. 20 years ago, I wasn't even in that space at all. She had already been elected as a speaker, which she did meritoriously. We have here Mrs. Amokwe Choko, who is a former head of service in Ogun State. Mrs. Choko was the fourth female head of service since her time with the female head of service. So these are the way in Ogun State that we support our women. We have a few permanent secretaries here as well, and we also have with us our Iyaloja General. I was telling Madam President that that sector is the largest sector in this country, market men and women, but they do not get the credits that they deserve. I'm sure this is probably the first time that an Iyaloja has been invited to this. We're always looking for the lawyers, the accountants, the bankers, but they're the ones that make the economy tick, so I'm happy that Iyaloja is with us. She's a very well-read woman, she's a very wise woman, and she's somebody that I believe that she will benefit from this network, and you will also benefit from her network, so look out for her during the interactive sessions. These underscore the good leadership and management roles that women have held and continue to hold in our state. Managers and leaders are continually looking for innovative ways to obtain competitive advantage and grow their organizations in today's competitive arena. Collaborations with other entities can provide access to a whole world of resources and expertise, while also lowering risk and costs. Hence, the art of strategic alliances and partnerships is one of the most successful methods of growing businesses. The question before all of us at this conference is therefore, how can we as women build our own alliances and strategic partnerships? An alliance is more than just a connection. It's a collaboration rooted in shared goals and values. By joining forces with like-minded individuals, we can leverage each other's strengths, expertise, and networks to achieve greater outcomes. In a world where opportunities are abundant but competition is fierce, alliances help us rise together as a united force. Strategic relationships, on the other hand, require careful nurturing and foresight. They are built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared vision. These relationships transcend individual interest and focus on long-term objectives. By cultivating such relationships, we create a supportive ecosystem where we can learn from each other, inspire innovation, and drive positive change. In our pursuit of building alliances and forging strategic relationships, We must, however, never lose sight of the fundamental principle of gender equality. As women, we have overcome countless barriers. As the representative of the wife of the deputy governor said, we've shattered some glass ceilings, not all, not enough, but we have shattered some. You have shattered some glass ceilings, but there's still many more to go. We have demonstrated our prowess in various industries, paving the way for future generations. Yet, the path to leadership for many women can still be daunting and uncertain. Their chances against their fellow men are not as clear-cut as they should be. My dear sisters, you will agree that there is still work to be done to ensure that women stand on equal footing with their male counterparts in all aspects of life. Achieving gender equality is not just a moral imperative, it is an economic and social imperative as well. By breaking down barriers and promoting gender parity in management and leadership roles, we unlock the full potential of our nation, fostering innovation, driving economic growth, and creating a more just and prosperous society. To do this, we must actively challenge societal norms and stereotypes that limit women's potential. We must advocate for policies that promote equal opportunities, fair wages, and access to education and healthcare. By nurturing a supportive environment that values diversity and inclusion, we create a foundation upon which women can rise to their fullest potential. As a politician, I understand the critical role women play in shaping policies, driving change, and ensuring a brighter future for our nation. I have walked in the shoes, so I would understand when it comes to making these policy changes. And that is why we need to continue to encourage women to be actively involved in politics, to take any opportunities that they get so that they too can drive the agenda. I think there's a saying by Chinua Achebe that goes that as long as lions cannot tell history, history will always favor the hunter. So if we are not in a position when we are making these decisions, we are not there, then we will not be able to tell the story from a woman's point of view and shape the agenda to favor women. We stand at a pivotal moment where the strength of our alliances and strategic relationships can change the destiny of our country. The challenges we face, whether economic, social, or environmental, are multifaceted and complex. By forging alliances with fellow women leaders, we can harness our collective wisdom, experience, and diverse perspectives to develop innovative and inclusive solutions. Strategic relationships, on the other hand, are the bedrock of effective governance. They require us to extend beyond our comfort zones, reach out, in my case as a politician, across party lines, and collaborate with stakeholders from various sectors. In a politically charged environment, it is through strategic relationships that we can foster dialogue, build consensus, and create meaningful change. My fellow women in leadership and management, let us recognize the strength we possess when we unite in alliances and strategic relationships. Together, we can break down barriers, conquer new horizons, and create a legacy of empowered women leaders.